This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello and welcome back. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast voted Best of Rhode Island, not once, but twice, ladies and gentlemen, 2018 and 2019. Your reigning champions right here, as voted on by the readers of Rhode Island Monthly. Mary, you were at the party last week.
Yes.
I unfortunately couldn't make it due to some family stuff. But you know what was the happenings down there? You
know, first and foremost, it was at the Vets, which is very different in the years past.
Right.
I've been at it. You know, we've been at it at PPAC. So to be at a more intimate kind of a venue, and a venue that I frequently go to go see musical performances, like the Rhode Island Philharmonic. It was really fun. I mean, it's always a blast when you get to be on stage, which is like such a special treat, and to go into these little hidden galleries. But yeah, it was a much more intimate event. You know, everyone gets dressed up for a summertime party. The music was amazing. Got to see a lot of our friends there, friends from, you know, the road show, and, you know, pretty much everyone who won was there, of course, celebrating. So you're going to bump into somebody that you know. The food was fantastic. It was a good, fun event. The people at Rhode Island Monthly, they know how to throw a party. And not only do they know how to throw it, but they know how to end it. Because it's like, you know, like 6 to 9. And that is the perfect amount of time on a Thursday night for everybody to get together, have some food, have a little bit of drink, and then get out of here before you get a little crazy. So, you know, it was awesome.
It's one of those things, you know, we talk about this from time to time, the length of an event. What is the perfect length of an event? I remember the first job I ever had was on the Bay Queen. Of course, I did family stuff before that, you know, with the farm and everything. But my first official job was working on the Bay Queen, the dinner dance boat. And those cruises used to last 4 hours.
Too long.
Nowadays, I mean, that was going back, it was going back over 20 years now. Nowadays, forget it.
Yep.
I mean, 2 hours, 2.5 hours max, but people used to get there for between 6:15 is when we started boarding. 7 o'clock we would depart. 2 hour ride down to Newport, cruise through Newport Harbor, 2 hour ride back, and there was a buffet. There was a few bars, and there was a band on one deck, a DJ on the other, and you danced the night away. I don't think that model could survive with the length of time nowadays. You'd either have to just do the dinner cruise and there'd be a little dancing, but 4 hours, people used to do it for 6 hours on a Saturday and Sunday, but that was when we would let you off for 2 hours in Newport. So it was actually pretty cool. You had a 2 hour ride down, brunch, you get down there, you had a little while to kick it in Newport. You had to be back to the boat by 2:45. Pull the lines at 3, and we were back in Warren by 5 p.m. But yeah, it's the length of time is such a unique thing to pitch,
especially when there's alcohol involved.
Oh yeah.
I think that's one of the big things, and that's why it was really perfect timing. It's like you could just tell that everybody, like, they hadn't had enough of the spanakopita to balance everything out, and people were starting to get a little happy. And by that point, things were wrapping up. And I said, goodness gracious, what a great job. You know, you really do. You get to see everybody. You get to do a little dancing, a little schmoozing, but then you get to go home and get in your jammies.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, you know, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And at some point, you know, they realize that, you know, their attention span is short. And so the focus, get it in, get it done with, and move on. Much like listening to a podcast.
Hey.
So in that case, ladies and gentlemen, if you tuned in while you're on the road working, getting errands done, just listen and enjoy the episode. If you hear something that piques your interest, you can find all the links and info for you on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com. Mary, I intentionally read that really fast so that way people listening at 1.5 speed, which is what I usually listen to podcasts, we're like, whoa, what?
Right? I got to slow down. I got to hit that button. I hear you, man.
If you want to slow down, you have something that is certainly worth slowing down for happening this weekend. What's our Wicked Interesting?
Listen, man, I'm all about the free stuff. I am one of the most frugal people that you will find. And when there are free events, especially if they're events that happen regularly, just in case you can't catch it the first time around, I'm going to be letting you know. So first and foremost, this Saturday night is a Waterfire full lighting. You guys know that means the entire river is lit up, absolutely gorgeous, and the massive heat that we've been having is about to break. So if you're like me and you've been hiding, and it reminds me a lot of like Texas heat, where like you go outside after dinner and you're like, oh, it's still hot. This is still disgusting. It's going to be different this weekend. You can actually go outside. You will want to walk around the Waterfire, especially, you know, when it lights when the sun sets. So that's going on this Saturday. Absolutely an epic event. You know, if you have been a long-time Rhode Islander, or maybe you're here just on vacation, if you have yet to take one of the boat rides and you're looking for a fancy date night, Saturday night's going to be a great night, guys. I'm not going to lie. That is a really romantic way to kick off your weekend.
I agree.
And then if you want to do something completely opposite, it is the first Saturday at the zoo. So if you are a member of the Providence community, you live in the city, and you can verify the proof with maybe your license or a bill or something like that, you get to go to Roger Williams Park Zoo for free. And of course, that's happening every single first Saturday of the month. That being said, if you're not a member of Providence, the zoo's going to be a little busier this Saturday.
What is wrong with you if you're not a member? I mean, are you some kind of like a leftover freak from the 70s?
Seriously.
Get on that. It pays for itself at 2 visits, people. Come on.
Amen. That's what I'm talking about.
Weirdos.
So, that's what's wicked interesting. And now here's what's wicked fun in the 401.
Of course, this would be the perfect time for our executive producer, Blake, your husband, my lover, for him to totally, completely change the music and put Smoke on the Water over this one. As we say, Art on the River. I just think of a different way to Art on the River. Sorry, that was just, it was either that or I'd say put up Chris Farley in a van down by the river.
Yes.
But, sorry, just ADHD kicking in. This Saturday, August 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., it's really cool. You can go down to the Narrow River. The Narrow River Preservation Association welcomes artists of all ages and skill levels to come down and create art along the Narrow River over there in Narragansett.
Wow.
So if you wanted a technical address, it'd be like the Middle Bridge Road area, 95 Middle Bridge, I guess, if you wanted to pop something into your GPS. But local artists will be down there giving you instructions and drawing, painting scenes of that area. You can bring an easel or a sketch pad or use supplies that'll be provided by the organization, and you can sketch your version of the expansive landscape view or crouch down and just draw something really, really small.
Hey, easy.
So it's really awesome. They'll have other guided activities as well, like doing seaweed art and fish prints. If you want to do a fish print, you can bring a t-shirt and they can put a fish print onto it. That's pretty cool. So this is something that's happening, like I said, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., open to all ages. And if it's going to be a hot one, folks, this is the time you want to be down in Narragansett, because it'll be nice and cool before it gets crazy. And then you can go home and sit in the AC or do something else.
Oh, I love it. I love the way you think. Well, listen, if you do want to get outside, of course, we recommend that you get on down by the water, right? Whether it's at Waterfire, or maybe you want to head to the City by the Sea, Newport, because this weekend is the Newport Jazz Festival.
Oh.
And this is like a world-renowned festival. I mean, when people think jazz, they think Newport. And being a local Rhode Islander, I feel like I grew up spoiled, like being able to easily go to the Newport Jazz Festival, and being a saxophonist, a big jazz fan, I always was able to go and didn't realize until I was much older that like this is a big deal. Like people come from out of state, they get the hotel rooms, they really like book the flights to come to this, because we have some of the top jazz headliners coming right to our state. It's all weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can get a package of tickets to go all 3 days, to go 2 days, heck, to even go 1 day. And what's great about this is you can bring chairs, you can bring, like little shade coverings. You can bring in a small cooler. It's at Fort Adams State Park, which, is absolutely stunning. Going to have a beautiful breeze. You get to see all the sailboats. I mean, you can't get much better than that, right, Ben?
No, absolutely. And if you're in the position where you really don't feel like doing the drive, find a friend who's got a boat and hop on that and get a boat ride down. Just drop anchor and have a good time. Drink plenty of water, though, folks.
Yes.
Out there in the sun, it will zap you real quick. So that's happening. That's all weekend. Oh, that's crazy. Well, hey, listen, Saturday night, pretty cool. Sunday night over at Bold Point Park. It's Ben Folds and the Violent Femmes. I say that right?
Yeah.
It's two different acts.
Yeah. I always say violent.
Femmes. It's
I don't accent the O.
Yeah. Violent. How do you say it? Comment in the comments below on Facebook. What's the phonetical spelling? You can correct your opportunity to correct a public address announcer for
it's
a
like
professional
caramel.
Baseball team.
Do you say caramel or caramel?
Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
It depends. If we're talking about pirates or the islands.
I always ask Adam Thoreau and Billy Ocean, the Billy Ocean fan club. But anyway, Ben Folds and the Violent Femmes, they're going to be playing Bold Point Park on Sunday night. Ben Folds, hands down, one of my, if not the most, my favorite artist of all time. Recently saw him 2 years ago was the last time I saw him over in Indianapolis, Indiana.
And here he is in your own state, man.
Yeah, I know. And you can go via the water if you'd like, or you can get tickets. They do have reserved seating still available, and general admission tickets as well. But this is going to be a great show over there, right at Bold Point Park. Turning in that area, I mean, it's turning into a huge mecca. We were talking about that not too long ago, about all the changes coming there. So that's going to be awesome. But check them out. That is happening Sunday night. What else do we have, Mary?
So another place by the water. We can't forget Charleston. We can't forget the southern tip of our state, because it is
weekend,
officially,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Charleston Seafood Festival. So if you just want to go stuff yourself silly with lobster, this is the place to be. Ninigrit Park, rain or shine. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It's wicked cheap, guys. It's $10 for adults. Kids 10 and under are free, which, as someone who has kids who are under 10, that's a huge discount, because they usually let 3-year-olds free to kind of food events and stuff. 10 and under, that's right. Pack those kids in. So just tons of great things. There's going to be a car show going on Sunday, raffle prizes, rides, tons of amusements and everything. There's fireworks Saturday night. If it does rain, those will be taking place Sunday night. Like craft vendors, tons of food vendors if seafood's not your thing. But let me tell you, if you're a seafood person, head on down to this event.
Seriously. What are you waiting for? Go now. All right, folks, we got a very busy weekend for you with the Paw Sox being home. Mary, there's less than 20 games left this season, so just be aware of that. Fun weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the ballpark. Friday night, Jackie Bradley Jr. replica jerseys. Okay, those are always cool. People love those. Saturday, your opportunity to get another use out of your child's superhero costume with superhero fireworks.
Yes.
What could be better than that? And on Sunday, Paw Sox fun day, family fun day. It's actually going to be Ladies' Day, just so you know. And after the game, there will be this 22nd annual Paw Sox Fan Fest, and they bring all sorts of cool stuff down. Of course, there's the pregame catch on the field, postgame run the bases. It's so big this weekend. 3-game homestand, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mary, what do you got?
The Roger Williams Park Zoo. I already talked about how on Saturday, if you live in Providence, you get to go for free. But on Friday night, they're going to be doing another great event. Children 5 and under get to have free admission. Children over 5 and adults, it's only going to be $5 because Friday evening is the Born to Breastfeed 2019 event. And this is just another great event to really normalize and support breastfeeding in Rhode Island. So this is the 7th annual time they've done this. Of course, this invites all families families, whether breastfeeding's your jam or not, to just be able to come on over and be at the zoo in the evening. And it's there's going to be exhibits, tables, music, totally family friendly. And once again, because I've been hiding from the outdoors, if you've been like that with your kids and maybe you haven't brought your kids to the zoo that much, this is a great event to do it because it's going to be evening. It's going to be much cooler and the animals act differently, at different times of the day.
Sure,
so totally recommend checking that out. That's Friday from 5 until 9 at Roger Williams Park Zoo.
Nice. That's right. No matter where you are, ladies and gentlemen, you're never more than 18 and a half miles from Connecticut, Massachusetts, or the water. And this weekend, it's the start of feast season, Mary.
Yep.
We have the Feast of the Blessed Sacrament happening over in New Bedford, New Beige, as they call it. This is 4 days and 4 stages of live entertainment. Wonderful food. This is the 105th annual. So, I mean, yeah, this is a big deal. Yeah, absolutely. They got some really cool performers happening this year. Remember that little band called Creed?
Yeah.
Can you take me higher? Sorry, that's terrible. But Scott Stapp. I always say Strap. There's no R. Scott Stapp of Creed is going to be one of the headliners there this weekend. There'll be Edge, which is a musical performing group. Badfish will be playing there as well. There'll be a carnival. There'll be a parade. Lots of food and drink. There will be malasadas, which is, for you folks who don't know, those are doughboys. And they're so delicious.
Yes, they are.
Oh. They'll have a 5K road race. Did I mention, Mary, they have lots and lots and lots of food?
I'm starting to get that drift.
A lot of food. It's good. It's delicious. It's good for you. So make sure you come hungry. Again, it is Thursday, 6 to 11:45 p.m., Friday, noon to 11:45, Saturday, noon to 11:45. Mary, take a wild guess at what the times are on Sunday.
Noon to 11:45?
That's right.
Like
11 hours and 45 minutes of excitement. Except for Thursday. It's just, they go all out. They go crazy.
They go that late on a Sunday.
Well, they're a little crazy down there in New Bedford.
Good for them. They're
the whaling city, the fishing capital of the world, right there. People don't realize that is the fishing capital of the country, anyway. Mm-hmm. But that'll be happening. It's going to be awesome, folks. Get down there, join your friends. This is not an event to bring dogs to. Leave the dogs at home in the air conditioning. You just go down there and have yourselves a time.
Love it. Wicked Rhody are proud to partner with the United Way of Rhode Island to help spread the word about amazing opportunities for you, your friends, your family, basically anyone who wants to make this state and this world a better place by volunteering. So here's what we got this week.
All right, we have literacy volunteers of Kent County. They are looking for tutors in Coventry. Now, they train adult volunteers to tutor other adults in English as a second language and basic literacy. They need help for their fall tutor training. So if you want to make yourself available, the dates they're doing it is September 5th and 12th and the 19th, and then October 17th. So after you complete the training, you can meet with a student one-on-one for 2 hours a week. They need your help. All the information can be found over at the Coventry Library. You can talk to Youmi over at the Coventry Library and get involved. It's a good thing to do, especially if you have the patience and the understanding of dealing with English as a second language. It takes a special skill. Mary, what do you got?
AIDS Project Rhode Island is looking for front desk volunteers. This organization, of course, provides support to people living with, affected by, and at risk of HIV. So they're going to need these front desk volunteers. You're going to need to be able to answer phones, assist with office tasks, and greet clients. Just basically be a friendly person. They especially need support on Monday and Wednesday in the morning between 9 a.m. and noon, and on Tuesday from 9 to 4. So this is a job that is needed for people who are 21 and older, once again, for AIDS Project Rhode Island.
No, that's great. If you want to learn more about the United Way, or if you're in need of assistance yourself, you can visit the website or simply dial 211 and get connected to the help that you need. All right. Everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
You can find us on social media. Listen, if you're going to one of these festivals, as we said, there is so much going on this weekend that you get to go do. Music, food, you name it, we've got it. Animals, heck. Snap those photos, share it in your story, share it on your timelines, use that hashtag WickedRhody. And if you're listening to this on the treadmill or out for a walk, not driving, but if you're listening to this and you can use your hand legally, we would love for you to take a screenshot of your listening to this podcast, share it in your story, and tag us at WickedRhody. It would be amazing. We'll reshare it and give you a shout out. Letting people know about this podcast is an amazing help to us. So thank you guys so much.
Once again, if you want to get your message directly into the ears of our listeners, you just email us at wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us on Facebook. We'd love to work with you.
That's right. Well, until next time, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.
Yes, we will. So you've been warned. Football starts next week. Woo!
Thank God. Oh, wait, it doesn't. Fall? Football. I thought you said fall starts next week,
I
got hopeful.
Football.
Okay.
This is the after show.
Oh, yeah.
Blake, you can end this in 3, 2, 1.